piece, chances are you'll probably end up seeing a...
Fun fact for you guys, the K button is how you pause a YouTube video, in case you guys didn't know that. Like, you can use the space bar, but sometimes you have to click on the screen to make sure it works. K is designed to pause a YouTube video. Go ahead, try it right now. I'm getting ready. I just got out of the shower. I'm about to go get dressed up and take Ariana on an impromptu date night tonight, so I'm excited for that. And I'm watching, as I'm getting dressed and stuff, I have this guy reviewing an Audemars Piguet watch versus a Rolex, two really nice brands. AP watches have always been my favorite brands. And got me curious, what are your favorite brands? And what is the nicest watch you have? See, personally, me, I love and appreciate watches, but I don't have anything worth like showing off. This is my weak ass collection. Weak for anybody who's seriously into watches. This is very weak. This is not stun worthy. This is the only watch I think I bought myself. It's Michael Kors. Obviously, everyone has Michael Kors. I mean, Michael Kors is like a nice looking brand. As long as you're not trying to be showy, as long as you understand that anybody who's seriously into watches is not going to take you seriously. In fact, you hear a lot of people who are serious about watches of all different brands. They'll kind of use Michael Kors as like the butt of the joke. You always hear them say that. If you're not willing to spend this much on this sort of watch with this, and this, you might as well just go buy a Michael Kors piece. So, but they're nice. If you're not into watches, they're a presentable watch. Like Guzman has a Lamborghini, still wears a Michael Kors watch. If you're not into spending money on watches, then in my opinion, it's a presentable looking watch. Just don't try to like wear it with an ego or of any sort. Then I got this Fossil, which was a gift. I got this Invicta, which was a gift. I got this Daniel Wellington, which was sent to me by Daniel Wellington as a gift, more or less. And this thing is like an ice watch. I bought this so many years ago. I haven't worn this thing in years. It's kind of like a G-Shock. That's my Rolex collection right there. I've played with the idea of getting myself a nice, just one really nice watch. I don't know. I can count on like one hand the amount of times I've actually worn a watch in the last 2 months though. So what do you guys like? What's your favorite watch? And what's the nicest watch you currently own? I'm curious. I bet there are some serious watch connoisseurs watching this video right now, so I'm all ears. So we're heading to Chipotle for breakfast, even though it's 2 p.m. And we went out for a date last night, and it was really awesome. It was really fun. And yeah, we did our typical routine for any like big date night. At least one bottle of something that comes in a shiny ice bucket, a lot of carbs, and creme brulee for dessert.
Oh my god.
But either way, it was a big ass fun night. And I got nice and fat from it. So today we're going to seal our fate of fatness, well, my fate of fatness, with Chipotle right now. And then we have her aunt's birthday tonight. Whew. But I did kind of plan for this. The last 2 days I stayed really, really low carbs and low calories. Like super, I'm talking ketosis, because I knew I was gonna have this date night and then her aunt's birthday. So I did kind of balance it out, so I'm still hanging at the 175 mark, and that's where I want to stay and maintain. People that take so long to get out of the car that people pull in after them, get out, and make it to the Chipotle line before them, that's us.
Thanks, Jay.
Sure. Ari the type of hitter to make us bring Chipotle home. Because she hates eating it at Chipotle. I don't know why. It's a weird ass phobia.
I like eating it at home. Because I like to watch shows when I eat stuff.
So now we just gotta drive home smelling. I think I put on one of your socks, babe. Because one of my socks is not fitting right now.
Probably.
I got to show you guys what I got extra besides my normal stuff. Bam! Chocolate milk, baby. Woo!
Seatbelt.
Major key. Oh, hell yeah. These are the brand new 3D knits. Remember the 3D knit series that they're working on forever? This is Alpha's newest line, and they're actually really sick. This is the 3D knit series. I've been waiting for these forever. That's dope. Look at that fabric right there. That is so sick. 3D knitting, size large. You guys can use the code NWB on alphaclothing.co. It's in the info box below. And grab this stuff for a discount if you would like to. Now it's Chipotle time. I went with a bowl because it's a little bit lighter and easier to digest, so I can get to the gym sooner. Scale from 1 to 10, how awesome does that look right there? Yes, sir. Double steak, white and brown rice, mild salsa, pinto beans, cream cheese. Am I forgetting something? I said cheese, right? I can't remember. I think that's about it.
Cream cheese.
Oh, and cheese. So I know my videos can can get a little bit dry, especially lately, because we're just starting the strength program. There's not a whole lot to see. My diet's kind of basic. I'm just kind of maintaining this body weight. So unlike the cut, there's not a whole lot to show you diet-wise right this minute. So if there's anything specific that you guys would like to see more of in these videos that can spruce them up, please let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely all ears. And I also got a lot of things I've been focusing on. So as far as these videos go, I mean, I've been just making them real raw and like live action. No jump cuts or music or anything like that. Just bring the camera with me, showing you exactly what goes on day to day. And I know that can be interesting, but that can also be boring. So if you guys want to see anything more in particular, please let me know in the comments. I'm all ears. Also, as far as everyone's been asking me about this big project I had planned for 2016, it's still in the works. I was hoping it would be ready by this month, February. Unfortunately, there's always a lot of waiting games. You're waiting for manufacturers to get stuff done, and mistakes will happen. You have to get stuff redone, and it just takes a while. So I have half of the project done and in hand and ready to go. The other half is still being made, and I'm waiting for it to get to me. And if I were doing just like if I were doing what I've done before, like where I make a clothing line that's just an extension of me, like it's Nick Wright's clothing line, then I would have enough in hand to technically release it right now to you guys. But I mentioned this before, I'm not looking to start another clothing line that's just an extension of me. I don't want this to be Nick Wright's clothing line. I actually want to take this next project outside of YouTube and outside of the fitness industry, and I want to be behind the scenes on it. If you think of say Gymshark for an example, the co-owner Lewis Morgan, I forget the other guy's name. When you first heard of Gymshark, you didn't know who they were. You didn't buy Gymshark because you were a fan of Lewis and his channel. You bought it because it was an awesome brand. Same with Umoro. You don't buy Umoro because you're a fan of Joe and his YouTube channel. Hopefully you're a fan of Umoro's YouTube channel, but you know what I'm saying? You didn't buy it because you were a fan of Joe. You bought it because you like the Umoro shaker bottles. That's how I want this thing to be. So I plan on stepping outside into a different arena altogether than fitness with this and be behind the scenes of it. So in order to do that, to make it perfect, I want to have everything perfect, and I want to have everything 100% when I do that. That's why I'm not releasing it ahead of time, and that's why I'm not releasing it prematurely. But yeah, I've just been sharing it with you guys. You guys are my family, obviously, and hopefully this will give you a little bit of insight on how long these things can take to get going. I was talking to Guzman actually earlier today, and we were talking about that, and he said that it was actually about a full year from the moment he first thought of Alphalete to when he finally first launched it. It had been a year in the works. So we're at about 9 months, I think, right now. It's been about 9 months since I've been planning this made thing. It takes a while if you want to make sure everything's perfect. It does take a little bit of time. New lights have been installed. It's so bright in here. It's weird. Now the freeway section looks so much darker. So weird. So this is an email from Brett Gibbs, and he's just giving me some details that he expects out of me today for these block pulls. He specifies that he wants 6-inch blocks done. He wants me to really focus on glute activation and keeping my lats nice and tight. 6 inches is high enough where it starts me right at my weak point. So I don't get any of my momentum that I usually get off the floor because I'm nice and fast off the floor. So it's gonna take complete discipline and glute power and activation to lock this out from a 6-inch block point for me, because I'm just really weak in this position. And he specifies that he wants these 2 sets of 3 to be done heavy enough to get the job done, but he wants them to be light enough where I don't even have to get fired up for them. He calls them non-intense sets. So I should not have to be getting myself all gassed up before them, and they should be light enough to where I can move them nice and clean with perfect form. And he also specified that since there's no volume in the working sets themselves, there's only 2 sets of 3, he wants my volume to come from my warming up to the working sets. So he says when I get to an RPE of 7 or 8, make a bunch of small little jumps in weight until I get to my working set weight. Instead of just going from say 405 straight to 455, maybe do 405, 415, 425, something like that, and get my volume through warming up. block pulls felt pretty good. I went up to 455 pounds, and I'm sorry, I forget what that is in kilograms off the top of my head. But felt pretty good. The weight felt good and easy. I definitely feel a lot of inconsistencies in my technique and my setup though. I think my issues that I just need to work on and correct when it comes to block pulls is just remaining tighter at the bottom, getting it off the ground, or breaking inertia, I should say, with the glutes instead of trying to jerk it up so much. And I just need to work on keeping my technique more consistent. Like in that last set, my bar path looked nice and straight for the first 2 reps, and then it looked like it was kind of off on the 3rd rep. And also I noticed a little bit more back rounding than usual. So definitely some ugliness in there, and I'm sure Brett and Josh will analyze that and point out exactly what I need to fix. And you know, that's why I filmed it from both angles, so I could just see what was wrong and what needs to be corrected. But you know, other than like it just being kind of ugly, you know, the weight felt like it was moving nice and smooth, so I'm definitely happy about that. And despite being kind of ugly on a critical level, you know, I didn't feel any like pain in my back or any areas that it shouldn't be, so that's good at least.